Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about both my summer book recommendations and my summer TBR. So literally, like, yes, fall is my favorite season, but summer is my favorite season for reading. I just feel like the books that encapsulate the summer atmosphere perfectly are just like some of the best books ever. I feel like I always have my highest rated books in the summertime. So I love summer reading, and I have a huge summer TBR here. But first I want to start with a summer book recommendation. So obviously, like, I have a lot of books, I've read a lot of books, but these are like the specific ones that I feel like encapsulate that summer setting like perfectly and really just capture summer. I can't even lift it. I have some books to recommend for you guys. So they're mostly summer romance books because I feel like I read romance the most. That's my most read genre, so I just have like the most recommendations in that area. So let's get started. So first I have two Annabelle Monaghan books. I would recommend all of Annabelle Monaghan books. I just feel like these two encapsulate that summer feeling the best. So first we have Same Time Next Summer, and this is a past and present timeline, and Sam goes back to visit her family in Long Island, and she ends up seeing her like childhood best friend, her childhood love. And what's really cool about this book is it's actually split into the past and present timeline, but it's like we get all of the past off the bat and then we get into the present, which I really like that because sometimes the flip-flopping back and forth between past and present timelines gets a little confusing, and sometimes it kind of loses me. So I really enjoyed that we got all of their past and then we were able to see like the present timeline all together. So really love this, and obviously it takes place on a beach house on Long Island, so it has that summer setting vibe. It's so good. And her writing, oh my gosh, I love her writing so much. She really focuses on like the female main character and how she grows throughout the book, and it's like the subplot of romance. So it's more like a women's fiction with a subplot of romance, which I really like. And then we have Summer Romance, which follows our main character Allie, and she is a divorced mom of 3 kids, and she's also dealing with the grief of losing her mom recently. We're seeing how she's kind of navigating this new divorced life and kind of finding herself again, and then of course the romance comes into it. But I really feel like this one specifically really highlighted that like growing as a person and then letting love in. And I also think that there's like this underlying theme throughout this whole book that's really just like heartwarming and just like gives a new perspective on life. And I don't want to like give too much away because I think it's something that everyone has to read for the first time themselves, but I love this book so much. And then this next book, I have The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I know that probably everyone has read this book by now, so it feels weird to like even recommend it at this point, but I feel like it wouldn't be right to do a summer book recommendations video without mentioning this book, because I feel like this book is the definition of summer. And I feel like in the show they do a really good job of capturing that summer vibe, but like I feel like the book does it really well. And of course this is a trilogy, so there's 3 books in the series. Everyone knows what this book is about. I just wanted to mention it because if you have only watched the show, you may want to pick up the book. They're like they're such easy reads. This is young adult, so you can read the entire trilogy in a few days, and it's just such a quick, easy read. And then we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, my favorite Abby Jimenez book ever. This was my first book I ever read of hers, and can you guys see the amount of tabs? I was laughing out loud reading this book. I cried, I underlined so many things, and oh my gosh, I wish I could read this book for the first time again. Like, if you guys ever like have that feeling with like a show or like a song where you wish you could experience it for the first time again, that is this book for me. I wish I could read this for the first time again. And we're basically following Emma and Justin, and they kind of meet online. They make a deal where they have to date each other, and then they would end up breaking up and finding their soulmates after they broke up. And so we're watching them like slowly fall in love, but they have this deal underlying, so they think they can't like actually end up together because they're supposed to find their soulmates after they break up. And then they're both also dealing with really heavy family issues as well. Emma has a very non-existent mother a little bit, and then Justin's mom is going to prison, so he has to take custody of his siblings. So both of them are dealing with a lot, and I really, as always, I love that Abby Jimenez does such a good job of interweaving both the romance and the like heavy topics in the book. So this is so good. Like literally, like when I think of a summer book, this is the book that I think of. Yeah, I may have to reread this year, like actually. And then the next book I have is Problematic Summer Romance, and I actually didn't really love this book. I think I rated it like 3.5 stars. So I enjoyed it, but the main thing in this book is the age gap. It's an age gap romance, and that's the reason I'm recommending this, because if you like that trope or if it doesn't bother you, then I would definitely recommend this. But the reason why I'm including it here is because of the summer setting. I feel like whenever I think of summer again, I'm thinking about this book, because Ali Hazelwood did such an incredible job of like encapsulating that summer setting. And I also think that her writing is phenomenal. It's just like, for me personally, I felt like the age gap was such a huge topic in the book, like too much. It was mentioned too much. But it does take place in Italy, and we're following our female main character Maya, and she falls in love with her brother's best friend, Connor, who's like older. So super fun, and it takes place in Italy at like a wedding sort of setting, so it was just really fun. I think it was literally just the fact that the age gap was mentioned so many times that I didn't really enjoy it, but obviously I still enjoyed it enough to recommend it in this video. And then of course I have to mention Emily Henry. So these are the two that I feel like encapsulate the summer setting the best. Personally, my two favorites are Great Big Beautiful Life and Funny Story, but I feel like these are the most summery of her books. So first we have Happy Place and People We Meet on Vacation. No, Beach Read. I feel like People We Meet on Vacation is a good summer one too, but we have Beach Read. So this one, I feel like I want to do a reread of this. I actually rated it 3 stars when I first read it, but that was like 5 years ago when I was first getting into romance, and so I didn't really know what I liked yet. But now I feel like I would really like this, because Emily Henry, she writes more like fiction-y with like this subplot of romance. I feel like I would really like it now, whereas before I was really just like in my Colleen Hoover phase. So we are following Gus and January, and they end up in beach houses next to each other for the summer, and they're both in writing ruts. They're both authors and they're both in writing ruts, and so they make a deal with each other where Gus has to write romance for the summer, and then January has to write, I forget what he writes, it's like horror or something. Oh, literary fiction. Okay, I don't know why I thought he wrote horror, but no, it's literally literary fiction. So they're gonna switch genres for the summer. They're gonna take each other on field trips and everything so that they can learn how to write those genres, and then by the end of the summer they'll both have really good novels. They'll be out of the writer's block, whatever. So really cute story. And again, like now one of my favorite like tropes, one of my favorite like topics in books is when there's a writer involved, an author involved. So I feel like I need to reread this, because I think I would really enjoy this now. I don't know, it didn't hit for me when I first read it. Hello, I'm good, how are you? Okay, I'm sorry, my doctor just called me randomly. But now moving on to Happy Place. This one, I feel like I see such mixed reviews about this book, and like I partially get it, because I think that people are trying to go into this book for more of a romance, but I feel like again Emily Henry does a really good job of writing more fiction-y books with like a subplot of romance. So this one, we're following a couple who has recently broken up. They were together for like a really long time, and they have to go on this trip with their 4 best friends, I'm pretty sure, and they can't tell their best friends that they broke up, so they're having to fake their relationship, fake like they're still together in front of their friends. And so we're seeing this very like found family aspect of the book. The summer setting is perfect. We're seeing the issues between the 2 main characters. We're also getting the past timeline from, I believe, when they met, Wynn and Harriet, from when they met until when they had their big breakup and everything. I think that there's a lot of miscommunication in this book as well, which I think also is probably another reason why people don't like it. But personally, if you go into this book without expecting like the perfect romance, I think that this is a really good book. And again, we're following 6 best friends on a summer vacation. Literally perfect. And then I have Wildfire, and this is the second book in a 3-book series. Personally, this one's my favorite, and they're interconnected standalone, so the characters from the first book will be in this book, but you don't have to read all 3 of them. Personally, this one's my favorite. I did enjoy Icebreaker though, not so much Daydream. Did not like Daydream at all, but this one, oh, it's so much fun. So at a college party, Aurora and Russ have a one-night stand, and then they don't talk after that literally what a one-night stand is. And then they end up both being chaperones at the same summer camp for the summer in the same like group, so they're having to spend the whole summer together, and then we see their relationship blossom from there. But I just love the way that Hannah Grace can write communication so well. Like there's never any miscommunication between the two characters, and if there is for a second, they quickly lock in and like fix it, which I really enjoy. And again, like I feel like a lot of books don't take place at summer camps, and so the fact that this one did, it just was like a new summer setting that wasn't just like a beach house or something like that. So I really enjoyed this, and their romance was really sweet. And again, they're both dealing with like their own family issues on top of everything. So that was it for like my romance books. So now we're going into a little bit of like a fiction, literary fiction sort of genre. I have two Elin Hilderbrand books. She's like the queen of summer books. She has so many books out. I have only read 3 of them. I need to dive more into her books because she has so many. And so these are 2 of her Nantucket books. So first, my absolute favorite book of hers is The Perfect Couple, and this is a murder mystery on the beach, but how she does it is there are so many different point of views thrown in here. Like this takes place during a wedding, so we're getting the bride, the maid of honor, the sheriff of Nantucket, the husband or the fiance's, the husband's mom, I believe the bride's mom. We're getting like so many different point of views, and we're trying to figure out this murder that happens at this wedding and what happened, who did it, everything. It's so good, and the drama in this book, oh my gosh, it is so good. And seriously, like if you take any book away from this recommendations video, I would definitely recommend this one. It is so good, and literally just like rich people drama while there's a murder mystery on Nantucket. So good, so good. And then I have 28 Summers, and this one's a little like controversial with the story because it does follow a romance, but they both meet when they're single, and they strike up this deal to meet every single year on the same weekend at our main character Mallory's beach house in Nantucket. Then like they do get in relationships and stuff, but they always meet on the same weekend despite everything. Like they keep it a secret. No one knows about their weekend that they spend together every single year, and we follow Mallory and Jake's love story through the 28 years that they spend together. Even though they have no contact through the rest of the time of the year, they only meet up that weekend. We see their romance, their love story, everything that they go through at other points of the year, but they only have contact during that one weekend each year. And my favorite thing about this book, I think it is so freaking cool, each chapter starts off with, it says what summer number it is, the year, and then it says what are we talking about in blank year. So this one specifically, what are we talking about in 2020? Kobe Bryant, COVID-19, social distancing, Zoom, TikTok, and like whatever. Like it's a bunch of like, it lists a whole bunch of things of what's going on that year. And so it was really cool to see like the different years, because it starts, I believe it starts in the 90s. Yeah, summer number 1 is 1993. So I got to see like what was actually being talked about, the biggest things being talked about in each year. Like in 2008, High School Musical was mentioned. 2012, Walter White, Skylar, Jesse, and Gus, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. Like just like little things like that. I just thought that it was so much fun. And usually I don't like when books like incorporate the real world into books, but I really loved that concept of this book. It was just like so fun to like see what's going on that year. So fun, literally so fun. Okay, so now my last 2 book recommendations are actually thrillers, and I only have 2 to give you guys, and they're both by Rachel Hawkins. I love her thrillers so much, and these 2, like, I mean, look at the covers, they're so summer. So first we have Reckless Girls, and this one takes place on an island, and I believe we're following like a group of like 6 people, and our female main character, she goes with her boyfriend there because he's taking 2 college girls on a boat to this island. They really want to go. They're paying him good money to take them to this island, and they end up stuck there, I believe. I can't really remember the exact details, and it's a thriller, so I don't want to give away too much, but just like the element of being stuck on the island and you don't know who to trust, like you have no idea who to trust. And we're also getting like some past timelines thrown in there as well. It was just so much fun, and I always like describe this book as being a combination between Lost and The White Lotus. Like that's exactly how I would describe this book. And then the villa, I always say, is a mix between The White Lotus and Daisy Jones and the Six, because we are following two timelines in this book. We are following the past timeline, which is like in the 1970s. We're following this rock band. We're seeing like the drugs, the love, everything that Daisy Jones and the Six experiences. We're seeing that in the past timeline, and they stay at this villa in, I believe it's Italy, and there's a murder that happens back then. And so then in the present timeline, we're following two best friends, Emily and Chess, and they're both writers, and they end up staying at the same villa where the murder happened. And Emily starts to like write about this murder that happens, and she starts investigating it. So we're getting both timelines back and forth, and it is so much fun. And like I said, it's like a perfect mix between The White Lotus and Daisy Jones and the Six, two of my like favorite forms of media ever. So that is all my book recommendations. So I hope that you guys like found something from that. Again, like these encapsulate summer so perfectly. So if you're looking for a book to give you that summer vibe, that summer feeling, any of those are perfect. So now it's time to go through my summer TBR. And when it comes to books, most of the time I do not read the synopsis of books. Like if it gets recommended to me, I'm probably not going to read too much about what it's about, because I like to go into my books blind. I feel like I find my favorite books that way if I don't know what I'm going into beforehand. So I'm just gonna speed around some of these books real quick. I have a lot like this. Listen, I'm so ambitious about the books that I'm gonna be reading this summer, because it's almost June and I'm still stuck at the off-campus books. So we'll see how many books I actually get through this summer, but like these are like the books that I will be choosing from. So first, my recent purchase is Dolly All the Time by Annabelle Monaghan. As you guys already know, I love Annabelle Monaghan so much. She's like my favorite romance author ever, and this is her new release. Just came out on the 26th, I believe. So excited. And this one's so much thicker than her other books. Like this was her first book. Nora Goes Off Script. Look at the difference. Like I'm so excited. This is her thickest book so far, and I'm so freaking excited. So like I said, I'm going in completely blind. Anything Annabelle Monaghan writes, I'm gonna read it. Doesn't matter what it's about. And then I have Love and Gelato. I've heard really good things about this book, and I know it takes place in Italy, but I don't know yet if I'm out of the young adult phase. Like I feel like I'm kind of over young adult books. Like I feel like the drama is always like so like high school drama, which like makes sense. I mean, this is catered to a young audience, so obviously it's gonna be that kind of book, that kind of plot. But I just feel like I don't know yet if I'm out of that mindset or out of that reading taste, and this might be like my last straw. This might be like the last chance that young adult has to see if I like it still. And then I have two Carley Fortune books. I have This Summer Will Be Different and One Golden Summer. These are the two Carley Fortune books that I have not yet read, and obviously I know how many people love this book. I just recently read Our Perfect Storm, which is her newest release. Absolutely loved it, so I'm so excited to read these books now. I just feel like her writing has improved so much, and she's just she's becoming such a strong author, so I'm really excited to read these two. And then I have The Jet Setters, and this one was actually gifted to me, so I don't know too much about this. I just know, I believe it follows like some family, some like rich family on the beach. It's like rich people problems on the beach. Family drama, rich people problems on the beach. Sounds so good to me. And then I have Summer Sisters by Judy Blume. I used to read Judy Blume all the time when I was in elementary school, so honestly that's main reason why I'm picking this up, but I have heard really good things about this. I'm just really excited to read it, and I think it's just like there's some drama. Hey, if there's drama in a book, I'm gonna read it. And then I have two Elin Hilderbrand books. I have The Hotel Nantucket and Summer of '69. I'm really excited about this. And then The Hotel Nantucket, I actually started this like a couple years ago, and I just like couldn't get into it, but I think that was before I'd read any of her other books, so I feel like now that I know her writing style and everything, I'm gonna really enjoy this. And then I have The Wedding People, which I'm really excited about, because I know our female main character at the beginning of the book, she's really not doing well, and then we kind of see how she gets out of that funk and just how she grows and works through it. And I'm pretty sure this takes place at a wedding, which would make sense. And then I don't know if this book is actually like summer vibes, but I'm just putting it on my summer TBR. We have Broken Country. I've heard such good things about this, and listen, I don't know anything about, I know nothing about this, but I've heard really good reviews, so. Okay, and then I have Pictures of You. This book is gonna be heavy. This follows a woman who loses her husband in a car crash, I believe, but she doesn't remember him at all. And so I believe someone's like trying to like put the pieces back together for her and kind of like remind her of who he was. So I just feel like this book is gonna be really, really heavy, but just the cover gives very summer. Like she's like underwater. And then I have Wild Dark Shore. I'm pretty sure this takes place in like a post-apocalyptic world on an island. It's giving summer. It's giving beach island summer vibes, so really excited. I'm kind of thinking that it might like sort of resemble this book a little bit, maybe. I don't really know. I don't really know much about this, but again, it's like so highly recommended. I feel like most people rate this book 5 stars, so really, really excited to finally get to this book. And then this one I actually just got gifted to me like a couple months ago. We have The Mad Wife, which I'm so freaking excited for because it's kind of giving like the Mad Woman vibes by Taylor Swift. And I actually, guys, this is like my biggest flex. I really hope I love this book because I got it signed and there's a little message that starts with my name because my cousin, she got this for me, and I'm just so excited to read this. And it takes place in the 1950s and she's a housewife, and it just, I feel like it's gonna be so good. I have such high hopes for this, and this is probably one of my favorite covers ever. I just feel like it's almost haunting. Like it's very like mysterious and ominous a little bit. I love this cover so much. So with that being said, this is my entire summer TBR, and please let me know if you've read any of these books, if you rated any of them 5 or 6 stars. Please motivate me to read some of these books because like obviously there's a lot, so I want to get to like the really good ones this summer. Like I want to make sure I actually read those ones this summer, so please let me know if any of these books are some of your favorites, and I hope that you got some recommendation out of this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much, and make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be posting a lot of summer reading vlogs. And if there's any specific books here that you want to see in reading vlogs, please let me know because I will make sure to include them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys so soon. Bye guys.